YouTube comments from a video titled, "Stop using Google Search right now." Part 3.
Panaxo2 wrote,
I stopped using Google Search when I was searching for a GitHub repository about self-hosted shit, and it just gave me YouTube results when DuckDuckGo sent me straight to the GitHub repository.
Chuck_Chuck wrote,
I've almost completely switched to Brave, except for all my bookmarks, and been using their search, and their AI has been pretty good. I get the answers I need, for the most part.
At 0tatter0 wrote,
What an easier method of slipping into self-hosting. B. To grab a desktop/laptop. Windows 11 considers unworthy and install Umbrel on it with its point and click install. Of almost all the most popular self-hosted software.
At Stman2956 wrote,
Just last week, I had the experience of the Google results being so unsatisfactory that on a whim, as normally Google wins by far with DDG, I searched through DuckDuckGo, and it gave 1000x better results plus an AI overview of exactly what I was after first time I've seen DDGG.
At HDZ77 wrote,
All this video is complicating things for no reason. I use Brave browser, and the Brave search engine always gives me exactly what I search for. No nonsense, no BS, and Brave blocks AD blockers and third parties trying to get your information. Best thing is that when you watch YouTube is like having YouTube Premium, but for free since Brave blocks all the ads and best part. Brave is 100% free. You can download it on all systems, Linux, Mac, Windows, and even your smartphone. Side note, I deleted Google and Edge browser from my Windows PC and only have Brave browser. Best thing I ever did.
Adaviv2 wrote,
I've twice put in the address of a new DR that I am going to see for the first time into Google Maps. I trust the directions and show up, only to find out that I was sent to a different DR's office. I wasn't searching for a DR, only inputting an address. Google knew that I was going to see a DR and rerouted me to another DR, and I'm sure the DR is advertising with Google. It's so dirty, missing DR appointments, because the greedy company is trying to bait and switch me.
And Spittle wrote,
I switched to searching Yahoo a few months ago, and I've loved it. I find what I'm looking for page one most of the time, and there isn't an AI overview hogging the first 1/3 of the page.
Ashawn6306 wrote,
No, you AI hater, don't tell me what to do. I love embrace. Prefer how AI is making our lives easy. I love embrace AI change. I think it's great to me.
At Mama Coffee Cat wrote,
Okay, I've been using Kagi for over a year now. I work in IT. It's a lifesaver. The ability to just go no permanently to a site is great. Clickbait site in your search is too much? Block it. Just gone. No more.
At Obscure Family Gwiclips 9637 wrote,
I like the idea of self-hosting search engines, but I use DuckDuckGo because of its ease of use. I don't want to have to be constantly tail-scaled into my home network and server just to search something on the internet. DuckDuckGo gives me some peace of mind, and it's easy to just switch the default engine.
At Artificial Suffering N8D wrote,
I used Kagi before, but it can't be added to iPhone as default, plus can anyone really escape Google? I mean, so many websites use Google Fonts and Google tracking for their ads. Even if, say, the tracking of conversions were stopped, the fonts usually are kind of good to have.
VD Visavini wrote,
Google image search is absolute shit now. You used to get high quality images, but now all you get is pixelated trash. There used to be thousands of pages for things you search for. Now there are about 20 at most. I cannot stand their safe search and other forms of censorship either. In this age, you have to use about 14 different search engines if you want to find what you're looking for. It's a travesty.
At DualWheelDrox's 358 wrote,
Switching to DuckDuckGo last year was a good choice. I find I get the stuff I am looking for faster. Plus, you can keep Duck AI off, unlike Gemini that never turns off.
Dr. Pippi wrote,
Genuine question, are you saying it's possible to have a trained bot pull from a smaller pool of search results for less than the energy it takes for a 4000 gamer PC to run Monster Hunter on ultra preset ray tracing mode?
At Generalors 4636 wrote,
I lost faith in AI when I was trying to figure out an extremely niche issue I was having and eventually gave up and asked AI, and it sourced me speculating somewhere on the internet like it was a fact.
At Salam Vivek 123 wrote,
Bro, can you shed some light on the claims about Bill Gates allegedly influencing unseasonal rains in India through secret weather experiments or solar geoengineering? I know he has funded research in this area, but how credible are these claims?
At Mike Meyer 8801 wrote,
LOL America is insolvent. AI/LLMs and crypto added 8 trillion to the deficit, pushing the interest past GDP profits for the next 50 years. Are you really suggesting an AI tool that uses aggregator siphon data that people pay in Cogni and delete me to remove? What happened to Siri being the future of free voiceover? What happened to OpenAI? Did Claude or Cultbot take over yet? Gemini innovated a slower, more expensive process to do everything. LMFO.
At Darkmold 7597 wrote,
Didn't Louis Rossmann already notice this when he ate his website and got the viewership from search results 600/500 to 7/500? Meaning Google is circle jerking its own AI to be the best in its own platform.
At 6754 Betkitty wrote,
I literally looked up You Are My Sunshine lyrics, and the AI overview gave me the chorus before saying something went wrong. Yeah, Google search is hot garbage now.
At Rathman wrote,
Advertisers need to be held liable for serving malware. Scams can be harder to detect automatically, but for F's sake, run a virus scan on the site before serving links to users.
At Original Poetry 6696 wrote,
We need a search engine that only shows you direct storefronts in a dedicated ad bar separate from search bar. And all forms of making money through that specific tab should pay the stores according to whoever clicks the ads should something be brought through said ad. Meanwhile, the stores themselves pay for the ad space directly, and that's what funds the search engine. This way, everyone can just find whatever they're looking for if they're looking to buy.
At SPSyn wrote,
The problem is ease. If the stuff was easy, everyone would do it. But at the same time, if everyone used it, the people trying to do good would become the new Google.
At Armis Plays wrote,
When using DGoog or searching, does telemetry about your search query, IP info, or anything else identifiable get transferred to the search engines used within these services?
At Hondukan wrote,
If it weren't for the open source community and self-hosting, I would hate modern technology. It's the only thing that keeps me hopeful. I've like 13 Dockers running and counting. My entire life is almost fully self-hosted. Now maybe someday I can give back and help out by developing on one of these projects, which would be cool.
At Trivedi Akash wrote,
I don't remember if it was a Black Mirror episode or some other series,
but I have seen an episode where in the near future you have to watch an ad to do any real-life task at all. All your walls are screens, and you basically have to watch an ad to even switch on lights in your home unless you are rich and have like premium membership or something. I think about that episode every day for the last couple years.
At Abyswea wrote,
Changed to DDG 3 years ago because Google search was lagging pretty hard my PC and results took a long time to load. At least DDG. You can disable their AI or have it on a separate option.
SC581 wrote,
Finally had enough with Google. I was trying to go to the GamerSup site, and the first one was scam site called GamResups. ITWASTOP result AND sponsored.
At Ikafawa7177 wrote,
You are self-hosting a search aggregator. DGoog even says search aggregator that queries multiple engines and shows results in one place, so you are still using some other search engine, and it can still be Google if you so choose. This is not self-hosting a search engine. This is just a front-end cascade. Who are you trying to fool?
Thedaviking wrote,
Google maximizes profits by returning useless results. You can help by setting up a search bot that just searches randomly and doesn't care that the results are all paid malicious trash.
At NiceGuy1228 wrote,
Do you have any idea what this looks like to the average Windows user? We might as well be Hacker Man hacking through time. That's the problem with these alternatives, they will absolutely never take off.
At SherkoFinFinitech Knowledge wrote,
Google simply optimizes results for financial gain. While I can't blame them, I also won't use them anymore. I honestly use Yandex sometimes, the results make more sense than the others. Perplexity okay too.
At Adrian Spikes 6454 wrote,
PPL need to be honest. Y'all got fooled by open source crooks. Youth idiots fell into the trap of believing that you had some kind of tech saviors, and because you didn't, like Microsoft cause it was global, and it was forcing you to do it while these idiots were so like behind the scenes stealing your data. While telling you they weren't, and Microsoft was blatantly, hey man, we're looking at everything that you send in here. Come on, y'all aren't smart, you're a bunch of followers.
At Zizn_Snake wrote,
I've been using StartPage for 2 years now, Quant for a year before that, and DuckDuckGo before that for a few years. Otherwise, I only ever use Bing for the points, not real searching.
At Emberquill wrote,
How does DGoog compare with SearXNG in general? You mentioned it's a bit faster, but if you've taken the time to mess around with both of them, which one seems to give better results? Or are they about the same?
At InvalidUser9395 wrote,
When you Googled stuff back in the day, literally only a few years ago, you got snippets. Snippets took bits of articles that directly answered the question you wanted an answer to and displayed them. That was removed in favor of AI, making finding the exact information you want to find more difficult without using Google's AI.
At Nemanova68 wrote,
I just now went to the Apple App Store and downloaded several browsers for an iPad. I plan to use them all in the next few days to see which one I like best. Wish me luck.
At Raymasudo wrote,
1431 Yeah. Anyone who hates the technology that's being called AI is a fool. It's right up there with hating phones. What's the hate is the corporations that are using them. The technology itself is nothing but useful. The problem comes with what the corporations are taking them. And much like phones, AI should be illegal for corporations to use. Corporations should literally have to and write letters for all communication going on between its members. and they should be required to hire an employee to do any work whatsoever that they need done, no AI. Why? Because they don't deserve to live in the modern world and should have to do everything the hard and most costly way available.
Editsucks 935 wrote,
Google's search engine has been bad for around a decade or more now. The only Google app I have installed is YT, and it's revanced. Would never install their spyware shop or apps. Always uninstall all their apps and shop and use alternatives.
At Free Loving American wrote,
I submit that by using clickbait, creators are catering to the stupid people. Smart people know what it is and it irritates them every time. Frankly, I ignore as much of it as possible. The smart people also aren't seeing ads, which is where all the revenue is made. What clickbait sensationalism does, other than gain more views, is promote and perpetuate stupidity. The only revenue being generated is from mostly stupid people at the expense of the smart ones. This is the antithesis of progress as a species.
At Risk Taker 1300 wrote,
Changing search engine is really easy. You just go to Settings, Default Search Engine, and press Change, then select whatever one ISN Google ISI. I choose Yandex because I have an account on it already.
At Elaine Pimentel M8J wrote,
I use Microsoft Bing. They give you rewards points that convert to money. I donate my rewards points to Crisis Text Line, a service I've used before. The results are less spammy except if you use an ad blocker.
At Random Guy on YouTube 5875 wrote,
The last time I used Google search was like 2 years ago. That's when I realized I can't even find shit no more. Every time I searched something, I got bombarded with product ads. I use DDG now. It's not perfect, but it works yay.
At _Patrick O wrote,
When people use AI and use it for searches, they are paying for a search engine. Of course, anything using cloud AI is public to all tech companies and the government. If you pay for a search engine or any product, there is no way to know if they run all your data into a cloud AI solution or not. At this point, assume any service you use is letting cloud AI read everything. Cloud AI stores everything it reads indefinitely, for more training. This is how they get the doorbell footage in the Nancy Guthrie case. The Guthries had separate cameras and did not use the Nest doorbell with cloud storage. All the Nest doorbell footage was still uploaded anyways. Google really didn't want that fact to go public, which is likely the reason for the delay in releasing the images. In my opinion, it looked like the FBI purposely delayed release of the images of the kidnapper due to some kind of agreement with Google to delay release in the hopes they find the kidnapper before they reveal that the doorbell cameras spy on you.
Adanjo Vizigat wrote,
If you have an old computer, my recommendation is Unraid OS. It serves my everyday computing needs. Perfect for newbies. SearCrunch is my default search on my devices.
At FinalFanVI 6822 wrote,
This is how it happens. Y'all start paying for this shit and every search engine is going to ask for payment too. Then eventually it comes out that this Kagi shit was really selling y'all info too.
At Mr. Weirdwheeze wrote,
I'm gonna give a reality flash here. Most people do not care, including me. I'll keep using Google as a search because I am not looking up wild stuff or looking to download things. I'm also not gonna take the time to set up my own self-hosted option because it's not worth it. I'm not habitually online. I search for answers or products, I click link, I get what I need. It's literally that simple.
At Global Warning Networkscom wrote,
This will happen to you when you fire 40% of you are coders and thinking AI is mature, not to rely on .com. They suck, we all know it. Their AI framework is too big, memory heavy, no one cares. It's not good one, makes the same kinds of cheap ass apps. No real novel concepts there. Let me say this.
Adamantha Disexhausted wrote.
Steam gets sued for existing as the best user-based system, and the others are just shit. Google has scams littered everywhere and controls pretty much everything on their site to this day, and it's just awful to use and cannot control its shitty AI bot from bad info.
At Reality Nightmare wrote.
I feel like you're ignoring a critical issue with this. What happens when the engines shut down? I'm wishing I could find a genuine self-hosted search engine. Search aggregators only work if search engines exist. And many of the sites Sirexing or DGoogle rely on are basically Sirexing and DGoogle publicly hosted and relying on Google. So really, is there any point to DGoogle or Crking?
Pulsuniverse wrote.
Unfortunately, I can't do that on my organization computer because they are Chromebooks, so I just install a double handful of Chrome extensions and do a bit of Omnibox work, and boom! Gone.
At SNCNCD wrote.
Not even a month ago, I was about to put 50 grand on Apple Studios, but WL'd reality is even the best of beefier open source models cannot compete with paying frontier models. If I could get rid of Claude and GPT, I'd be the first one to do so.
At Immovable wrote.
I've used DDG for a couple of years now. In the beginning, I had to occasionally go back to Google for things that were difficult to find. Haven't had to do that for a long while now, but I tried doing that yesterday, and the Google results were completely unusable. Don't even want to use Google search to Googlified, so I'll stick with DDG.
Kaiser Susie wrote.
I stopped using the Google search engine a very long time ago, and I won't use a Chromium-based browser either. I don't want anything to do with Google anymore.
At Ghost Senshi wrote.
I've been using Brave Search for a while now. I do like the idea of DuckDuckGo. I think I'll install it on my Pi 5 in my server rack, add the port to my Twingate, and just use DuckDuckGo from any of my devices from anywhere.
At Anon Big Slice wrote.
Bro, Google has been such ass. I've already been using AI as a superior Google search engine to then find what I want on Google. It's absolutely toast now. And if you want anything real, you have to before 2022 in the search engine. And half the time it doesn't even give me the stuff I want. It's like asking a brain-fried junkie for something and they bring you something vaguely resembling what you asked for but not.
At the XLAX Limp Lungs wrote.
The problem with Linux is how much typing you had to do to set that up. It will never have mass adoption if you have to do that shit for everything constantly. I know it's not everything, but it's enough. I know it's not all distros of Linux, but it's enough. We need a real Windows competitor that is more developed for the grandma, for the child, for the teacher in a school. We need a true one-to-one competitor.
At Intanger Voluntarist wrote.
I just use Brave Search. It's pretty great. Its AI is pretty great too. I haven't needed anything else for like 4 to 5 years now, since I bylaid on DuckDuckGo because they became globalist traitor shills and started censoring.
At ChrisVu352 wrote.
It is very easy to get trapped in the AI crap all these search engines are using. I do not think I am ready for that stuff though. Shoot, I can just barely set up Bazite properly. I guess I am stuck in a rut, but I have been trying to do much more on my own. It just that this stuff is wow.
At Asa Hearts 1 wrote.
Google has been borderline unusable for years now, but lately I do use it, but not for the actual search.
Instead, I argue with the AI about which superheroes would win or put fictional characters in different universes.
Ezek2P9 wrote,
Mutahar I am trying man. I am buying Mulvad VPN with Monero, then using Tor tonight. I've been spending a month researching this, and it will take me more time to practice proper OPSEC.
At Fred's Floganderviews 5867 wrote,
A lot to think about. I've been a DuckDuckGo user for a while, but also use Start Page or Swisscow or even Yowcare. But I think I am going to try one or both of these self-hosted searches.
Zaha3 wrote,
I think that Google offers big companies packages that include censorship for results that damage their reputations. I was screwed by Revolut a long time ago, and without switching to other search engines, I could find no articles, forums, or anything alike as a result in Google searches. Then it struck me that it's likely that they take money for protecting certain customers in exchange for huge amounts of money. Ever since, I use multiple search engines so that I can fully research something and never be blinded like that again.
As Solar Cooking Germany wrote,
I ditched Google search about 15 years ago. In the beginning, it was really good around 2000, but then it turned into absolute garbage. Much better search engines out there that don't spy on you and that don't censor search results.
At TheJudge06 wrote,
For general search, I will use Brave, but it seriously sucks for image searches, so I am constantly forced to Google when I need a specific picture or meme I am thinking of. If anyone has a better resource for stuff like image searches, I would appreciate it.
Aganim3 wrote,
I grew up in the 90s and went through all the searching. I pay for Kagi for my whole family and friends because it's one less thing for me to self-manage and the development is rapid and very well done.
I hope they offer something that is less expensive in the future or self-hostable, even if license-based. But for now, I don't mind supporting it.
Askerian Lord 2684 wrote,
I'll likely give it another try when I have more time, but I tried setting up Docker on my computer, carefully following their instructions, and all I got was a warning that my hard drive was out of room while Docker Desktop failed to start up. Docker essentially tried to eat my drive. Completely removing all traces of Docker fixed it.
At Brubrub P9C wrote,
Before Google Search English became shit, I found good information about my harasser. After it turned shit, I could no longer find results about them, unfortunately. I don't know why Google Engine did this.
A Systems Planet wrote,
Dumb. Proxies make the problem worse. Just wait until your IP get blacklisted. The only way to fix search is to crawl it yourself and only index real content.
A Deep Fried Oreo Offline wrote,
Quen 3.59b? Dang, my computer struggles with the 4B law. And anything lower is literally not worth using. The 0.8b will literally get stuck in a thinking loop for as long as a llama is willing to let it run, and then just stop thinking, never give an answer. I have no idea why they even put it out there. It's worse than useless.
At RightBrain82 wrote,
I'm running Windows. I installed Docker Desktop, but now I don't know what the fuck I'm doing or how to run the terminal to enter the commands you list to get Dugug running. Help.
At Voralderistrix 5486 wrote,
I just rented my own domain. So I have that Proton Mail VPN and happily on Fedora. My search is just my own LLM. Just last year, I was a MSFT FD employee.
At Death Keys 1 wrote,
I am not a boy and not good either. Still running Void since 2023. Before that was OpenBMSS since 2021 switched to Void because ViralBox. OpenBSS didn't support it IDK if it does now, but I have a headless OpenBSS machine for some odd jobs.
At Daryl Jammett wrote,
I had a T1 line before Google existed. There was no search engine. I was in the middle of making my own internet spider when Google came out.
At Alfredo's 4553 wrote,
There is a scam website of the public entity I work for, and we have reported them a shit ton of time, and still Google have done nothing.
At Atramundista wrote,
Probably a decade or more ago, Texzilla suggested Ghostery and a block origin. I don't have that problem with Google search since then. I purposely disabled them on YT to support creators.
At Mockupcow 2933 wrote,
I do think there is too much hope for the internet. How long it will be. But I believe the internet should not exist at all. Mass communication, sure. Texting, sure. The internet. No. We don't need it. And at this point, every time you try and find a way to still try and make the internet work, the government and people with money will always find a way to circumvent that. If they want, they could control the dark web today.
Kyle Quinn 1963 wrote,
Oh my God. I can't believe you just kind of glossed over that you can make local LLMs search the internet with this. I set it up immediately. This is incredible. I've been trying to figure out how to make my bloody local LLM less useless for ages, and this was the answer. GG bro.
At Impy 1980 wrote,
Stopped using Google like 10 years ago, when they were clearly omitting Trump-related results in his pre-first term run-up. Trump wasn't the reason, but the fact they were omitting and curating results to suit their own agenda and ideology. Then I stopped using DuckDuckGo when it turned out they were giving data to Microsoft/Bing. Been self-hosting Seer XNG on my NAS for 6 years and also in Proxmox on a 1L micro PC for 2 years. You could also run it on your PC in Docker. I only have a Google account for my phone. My YouTube account is a separate account. Other than those, I do not use any other Google services. Self-hosting Seer XNG is so easy to do. It's the first thing I did to get into self-hosting, and there's 0 ads. I also pronounce it search engine, not Seer XNG.
Adeem 114 wrote,
Fun fact, USPS employees were caught in a Google ad scam when searching for our employee portal that allows us to change personal info, change direct deposit info, do transfer requests, etc. So many postal employees signed into the fake site. By clicking Google's first scam ad result, they had their direct deposit changed by the attackers and didn't get paid for months. The post office had to overhaul the login and do very strict multi-factor authentication requirements. We were mailed a PIN number that was required to set up the MFA before being able to use the site.
At Mike Hensley 78 wrote,
Bro, I noticed they've removed a LOT of hacking/modding search results. I don't find things I used to find very easily. Now the searches are influenced by money.
At Lila_Urarika YT wrote,
I have been using Brave Search, and it is awesome. It allows you to disable answering with AI. It doesn't pull from Google or Brave, and most importantly to me, I can use it no matter where I am in the world.
Precontation wrote,
As of right now, I still think that Google with an ad blocker, of course, is the best. But yeah, they're not though. Most ethical. But it has Snake and Minesweeper. 0.
A Chillmaster 3502 wrote.
I use Majik for this reasons and more free instead of Google search, and it has no AI or any other nonsense, and gives more websites results than Google, and it also is independent.
At Corsia Jinkami 3766 wrote.
A much simpler solution is just to use an ad blocker and a Google AI blocker. Also, ad blockers block ads for more than just Google searches. Though you will need a YouTube-specific ad blocker for YouTube ads and sponsor block for YouTube sponsor placements.
Zorik wrote.
DuckDuckGo literally gives old links and just wrong all the time. Brave is slightly better but terrible. Google gives me what I want and I don't see ads recommendations due to uBlock Origin and Brave. They are extremely scummy, but at least I get what I'm actually looking for.
A David 5088 wrote.
Google is a shadow of its former self. Kind on building VPs who push changes that drive their own paycheck rule all decisions there now. It's running purely on momentum and fumes.
At XXX WheezyFireXXX wrote.
Yeah, I'm still going to use Google. They can do whatever with that data. I'm pretty sure Google bought YouTube as. Well, so we're all cooked either way. If that's the case, our searches here are no different, just a tad bit filtered, unless you know how to go down YouTube's rabbit hole.
At Bobby Osborne 2375 wrote.
I'm fully surveilled. I'm 100% under the Google umbrella. Pixel 10, email, YouTube, search engine, Japay rarely. I'm sure Gemini knows everything about my boring, piss-poor life.
At Javi Chop Chop wrote.
I remember when Google was very effective as a search engine. It's been 10 plus years ago, and I'm almost never using it since. What's sad is that even smart people use Google as a verb still. Please stop it.
As Shardo 6495 wrote.
AI-generated video summary quality and accuracy may vary. Explore ways to take control of online browsing by setting up private, self-hosted search alternatives. Learn to bypass advertisements and AI-generated content through containerization tools. Go figure.
The Creeper on Your House wrote.
The edited headlines on The Verge seem to remove the extra stuff before / after an dash. My guess, this is Google trying to obscure that articles may have been made by AI, since you'll be more likely to read it if you think it's written by a person, and AI is best known for using dashes.
At Natron00 wrote.
They've made ads worse since they expand your search to match with more ads. Done well, they actually once had a pretty good / helpful ad model. Those days have passed.
A Violeth wrote.
You and other creators convinced me to leave Windows, and it's day 3 now of using Linux. Seeing how much more powerful Linux is makes me so excited.
At Efrozalda wrote.
Can you cover some info on making a self-hosting search engine in a common location so that my entire home network can use instead of having it local hosted? Also, some easy tech that might be good for doing this, such as adding a Raspberry Pi or another laptop or some other piece of hardware that could help with this. Thanks.
At Barsozugular 4300 wrote.
For anyone who cannot bother to local host, I would say just add Wikipedia URL link to your desktop, and maybe even donate, because anything people would search for is probably in Wikipedia in not regulated form, and authors have to put citations of their dependent resources. Though it can be completely biased on political articles, so I would advise for only scientific purposes only. And even if someone uses Google search, there's also some extensions that click to all of the ads discriminately, which ticks off Google enough to consider it a serious offense.
J0 Ori wrote,
I run SEER XNG across my network. I still occasionally use Google search. Most of the bloat and AI nonsense is gone because of very anal pinhole configurations and 69,420 ad blocker and QoL improvement extensions on my browser lol.
Hobbles Games wrote,
I'm seriously getting more and more upset every day. I wake up and see one more thing that is being shitified each day. The government, age verification, pushes for a global world order/government, war, subscriptions overtaking owning, or at the very least the feeling of owning, more AI, more telemetry, more ads, etc. I'm getting mentally exhausted by this. I could ignore it and pretend everything is fine for my mental health, but I don't really want to be complicit in the world progressing to the shithole it's heading towards. Venting complete. Thank you.
At Rodrigo6459 wrote,
If you use Quad 9 as DNS server, all those crap are filtered. In my case, I have an inexpensive RPI4 with Pi-hole and set it up the upstream DNS for use Quad 9 filtered. DNSSEC Kagi.
At Ivalagiimera wrote,
I don't get how the Goog and CRXNG are different when it comes to the search engine tracking you if you self-host. If you self-host, these meta search engines are literally sending the search request from your IP to the proper search engines. Now you're sort of protected by things like canvas tracking, but that's about it. But that's the same with both. As for ads, I don't get any on Google with uBlock, Origin, and Pi-hole. I don't really use Google, but I just checked and no ads.
Adulin2 wrote,
My lazy brain dead ass just uses LLMS instead of a search engine like half of the time these days. Also, the Google widget looks the best, and am a perfectionist.